Hi, my name is Hunter Stone Gamble with Oklahoma Distilling Company, local cider, and now Angry Bear Mead. A little bit over almost 2 years ago, got the location to open Oklahoma Distilling Company, and a few months after that, got the location to open the cidery and meadery. One of the things that we do at the distillery and cidery and meadery is we're really focused on quality products, and so when it comes to cider and it comes to mead, the only way to make a quality product is to let time happen. We do a minimum aging of 6 months on our cider as well as our mead, and so we got started on fresh pressed apples to get local cider up, and we recently tapped our first keg of mead. We have a Cascara hibiscus mead that's lower in alcohol. It's just under 8% alcohol. It's got a slight effervescence to it. It's dry, so there's no sweetness to it. But we do offer some flavored syrups here at the cidery and meadery for someone that does want something a little bit sweeter. So mead is something that I first got passionate about when I was in grad school in Oregon, learning winemaking, distilling, and brewing. And I actually wrote my grad thesis on honey wine, which is what mead is. The base form of mead, it is honey, yeast, water, let it ferment, and so for me, most mead that I taste on the market is overly sweet. It's cloyingly sweet. It's overly expensive. It's normally $20-$25 for something that for me is most of the time undrinkable, and so we really focus on meads that drink a little bit more like a wine, a sparkling wine, drier as far as flavor profile goes. And so this one right here, the Cascara hibiscus, Cascara is the outside of a coffee bean, and that adds a tannin quality to it. That gives you like a little bit of the puckeriness, the dryness, and then hibiscus as well adds a little bit of a flavor, a floral note, gives it that deep purplish reddish hue. And when it comes together, it creates a very refreshing but still full-flavored. For me, think of mead like wine, the way I make it, as something that's super refreshing that you can go sit outside and just sit on your porch or out in our cider garden, mead garden, and enjoy the heat. So where the term Angry Bear came from is, personally for where we're coming from, everything we do, we like to know who we're working with and where things come from. So for example, if you've heard about how we do our cider making, I work directly with orchardists and physically go out there and get the apples and pick the blends that go into it. Same way with our honey. We work directly with Kevin Andrews in southern Oklahoma. He does travel with his bees, and so in this mead, there is some orange blossom, which there's only two places really in America where you can get orange blossom, and that's California and Florida. It's as well got some wildflower honey from Oklahoma in it, and so for us, it's really about direct sourcing as opposed to just getting stuff cheap on market. And so the honey that we get, it's real raw honey. It's minimally filtered. It doesn't go above 105 Fahrenheit. I physically go to the facility where we process it, and it's really interesting to kind of be a part of that process as opposed to just an end consumer that's throwing it into something. And so Angry Bear, the terminology for that is when you're in the grocery store and you see all those bears in the honey aisle, there's really almost no regulation on how you market it. So a lot of them will say they're raw honey. Well, it's kind of a false misnomer. A lot of those are just really trash honey. And so Angry Bear is kind of us just making fun of the crappy bear honeys, and so we will be doing our own honey line that'll be available in stores in the not too distant future, and we're really excited about that because for us it's about putting a quality product on market that we can stand behind. And for us, we know the varietals that we're using, we know exactly what's going in the honey, and we know exactly how it's processed, and it's something that for me, anything that we do, whether it's the food that we bring in or the chefs that we work with in our space, is we're signing off on everything that happens in this and how we curate it. And so every piece of ingredient in our process, I like to know the full details of where it's coming from, how it's processed, and why it makes a difference in our product. And we've got an amazing team of people that I get to work with that are really into our philosophy on things, and we don't make the cheapest product. We just go for the highest quality, and so everything that we do takes time. It's well thought out, and so it's really exciting to kind of put this on tap here.